Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about the two risks surrounding Alibaba stock. The risk of the Chinese government break up Alibaba and the risk of American government delist Alibaba stock from US stock market. Should we as investors sell Alibaba stock because of these two risks? Before I get to my topic, if you're new to my channel, my name is Sean. I do stock analysis and providing information about the Chinese companies to fellow investors. What a bad 2 weeks for Alibaba stock. The stock experienced first sell-off when the Chinese government launched the antitrust investigation against Chinese tech giants Alibaba, Tencent. The price of the stock dipped to the lower of 222. The second wave of the sell-off triggered by the rumors of Jack Ma's disappearances. The third wave of sell-off started on January 6, 2020. Alibaba stock slid again because of the rumors has it Trump's US government is planning to delist Chinese companies, and they're considering Alibaba and Tencent into the list. Many stock analysis has turned bearish on Alibaba. CFRE analyst John Freeman downgraded his target price to 210. Some investors are deciding to give up on Alibaba or Chinese stock in general. Remember when Mr. Buffett said, "Be grateful when others are fearful." I think Alibaba presents a great opportunity to do just that. Now I want to talk about the risks. First, I want to talk about antitrust movement by Chinese government. The Chinese government recent strong stance has investors fear that they're going to break up Alibaba. However, after doing some research, I believe the likelihood of Alibaba to be break up is small. The most likely case is that Alibaba received a symbolic fine and will resume business as usual. Under Chinese anti-monopoly law, there are three main categories. Monopoly agreements reached between businesses, operators, abuse of a dominance marketing position by businesses, and concentration of a business player that may have the effect of eliminating or restricting competition, mainly brought about by merger and acquisition deals. Alibaba case is most likely to fall under the second category of abusing dominance marketing position. According to the interview with lawyers and legal academics, the antitrust law stipulates the violators are subject to a fine range from 1% to 10% of annual revenue, which in the Alibaba case could mean anything from 5 billion to 50 billion yen based on its 2019 revenue, about 500 billion yen. The SEMR will find it hard to establish the fact that Alibaba has a dominant marketing position in e-commerce, as there are other major players including JD.com and Pinduoduo. According to experts who said it may be even harder to find evidence that the company abused such a position. Xie from the University of Post and Telecommunications said it would be a challenge to use traditional parameters including market share and raw material control. The latter only apply in case of involving manufacture of goods to measure whether a platform such as Alibaba has a dominant marketing position. He added that the charge of forced exclusivities where Alibaba allegedly block or reduce traffic to merchants who operate stores on other e-commerce platform would not be included in written agreement and will therefore be hard to prove. There were several incidents where the regulator ended its antitrust investigation after the target agreed to change the allegedly monopolistic behavior. In the latest such case, SEMR announced in March last year that it had ended an antitrust probe into Lenovo after the Chinese computing giant agreed to make changes to its marketing behavior. However, most antitrust cases in China result in fine being levied. The average fine for abusing dominant marketing position in 33 cases handled by SEMR and its local branch over the last 12 years was about 1.8 million yen, according to the calculation. At the same time, regulators have not gone as far as imposing structural remedies in antitrust cases, such as breaking up a firm. This indicates that the possibility of Alibaba being broken up is incredibly low. Breaking up China's big tech giant will put China in an unfavorable competitive position. Now I want to talk about US government ban on Alibaba and Tencent. In recent weeks, State and Defense Department officials have discussed expanding a blacklist of companies prohibited to U.S. investments over alleged tie to Chinese military and security services. The Treasury Department on Friday issued an updated list of companies on this blacklist, which includes a number of state-run Chinese firms. Significantly, the list excludes Alibaba and Tencent. As a result of the announcement, Alibaba's stock price jumped up by 4.1%, closing at $236 on Friday. Should we as investors worry about more delisting news regarding Alibaba in the future? With what happened on Capitol Hill on January 6, 2021, I believe the Congress and the White House will focus their energy on smooth government transition. The current list will not be changed. I want you to go back the clock because Trump was trying to ban WeChat app and TikTok, but struck down by judges because the user of both platforms sued the government of violating their First Amendment. Judges, while acknowledged there could be tie in Chinese companies and the Chinese government, but also state that the government has provided little to no evidence to prove that fact. In the stock delisting of Alibaba case, I do not think Trump's government will have the time to pass another updated delisting request with little time he left in the office. And I highly doubt Joe Biden will put delisting Alibaba and other Chinese companies as their priorities. Even if the delist request become a reality, there are likely tons of lawsuits coming from retail investors and institutions who heavily invest in Alibaba. Judges would be likely struck down the ban due to lack of evidence that Alibaba has military tie with the Chinese government. Despite the negative news and rumors, we as investors still have to remember that Alibaba still experiences strong growth financially and has very solid fundamental. Revenue growth of Alibaba is 35% from 2022 fiscal year to 2019 fiscal year. Every year's average revenue growth rate is 46%, and the average 10 years growth rate is 62.5%. The year-over-year revenue growth at this quarter is 30%. Alibaba's earnings per share also experienced tremendous growth year-over-year, which is at 67%. 5 years and 10 years EPS growth are 41.96% and 76.56%. Total current asset for Q2 2021 is at 523 billion RMB. Total asset for Q2 2021 is increased to 1.4 trillion RMB. Total current asset and total liability ratio is 1.98. This is very good. Total tangible asset total liability ratio is 1.9. Alibaba's core commerce business grew over 29% year over year, which is incredible considering the effect over the COVID-19 highly discouraged consumers in China over the year 2020. Alibaba's online clouding business grew 60% year over year. It is driven by the internet finance retail industry customer contributions. Capital for China's retail commerce grew 35% year over year. Alibaba's cloud computing project to turn profit in the coming quarter. Based on the discount cash flow valuation method, my personal target price is buying Alibaba under $269. I've already purchased some shares of Alibaba. I'll be look closely to see the stock movement and willing to add more shares as long as the price is not over $269. That's just my opinion on the stock at the moment. Please do your due diligence before you're making your move on the stock. And that's just my opinion on the stock at the moment. Please do your due diligence before you make your move on the stock. If you like this video, please give a thumb up and click that subscribe button to give your fellow investors some support. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.